To many outside observers, Iran may appear to be a country where religion dominates much of life, but what if that's only part of the story? From a unique practice known as temporary marriage, practiced and legal across the country, to its status as a global energy powerhouse, ranking second in natural gas production and third in oil production. Curious to discover the truth behind these fascinating mysteries? Join us as we explore 15 fascinating mysteries and facts hidden behind the headlines. Are you ready to discover the real Iran? In Iran, there's a unique practice called temporary marriage, or Sigheh in Persian. This is not an ancient tradition that's been forgotten, it is a current and legal practice. Here's how it works. A man and a woman can marry for a predetermined period that can range from just a few hours to several years. This form of marriage is recognized by Shia Islam and does not require witnesses or official registration. The couple agrees on a dowry and the duration of the marriage contract beforehand. When the contract ends, they can separate without a formal divorce. According to Article 175 of Iranian civil law, men over 15 and women over 13 can enter into these contracts. Unmarried women need their father's approval, while widowed or divorced women do not. The man must prove he has sufficient income or assets to support the woman during their time together. Some human rights advocates support this practice, believing it may reduce illegal activities related to relationships. With nearly 65% of Iran's population under 25 and many young people facing economic challenges that make traditional marriage difficult, temporary marriages offer a legal option for romantic and social needs. Critics, however, raise concerns about potential social impacts. There are reports of children being born without clear paternal recognition, and some men are hesitant to start families with women who have been in such contractual marriages. This practice is more common in religious cities like Mashhad and Qom, where some visitors, including foreign tourists, participate in Sigheh arrangements. Do you believe that temporary marriage is a practical solution for the challenges faced by young people in Iran today? Why or why not? Comment and chat with me. To many watching from the outside, Iran may seem like a country where religion shapes much of life. You see the black banners of Muharram, televised sermons, and laws based on religious principles. Iran is a theocracy, but its people are diverse, and religion in Iran, like many other aspects of society, is more layered than it may appear at first glance. Starting with belief itself, Iran is predominantly Shia Muslim, but it is far from religiously uniform. The country is home to Sunni Muslims, Armenian and Assyrian Christians, Jews, Zoroastrians, and also individuals who may identify as non-religious or less publicly observant. All of these communities contribute to the national fabric, even if their presence varies in visibility. Religion in Iran is often visible in public life, but visibility does not equate to extremism. It reflects traditions, social expectations, laws, and in many cases, nuanced personal approaches. The public rituals of Shia Islam can be intense, expressing themes of mourning, martyrdom, and sacrifice, but intensity does not imply fanaticism. For many, these rituals are cultural expressions, symbols inherited across generations that may be observed with varying degrees of personal meaning. Though restrictions exist, Iran remains a powerhouse in other arenas. What natural resources fuel this nation's economy and influence? Iran is the second largest producer of natural gas globally, following Russia. It is also the third largest producer of oil in the world, after Russia and the United States. Oil and gas are central to Iran's energy needs, accounting for about 80% of the country's domestic energy consumption and representing a significant portion of its export revenue. In 2022, Iran was estimated to produce approximately 3.45 million barrels of oil daily. International reports indicate that Iran's income from oil exports in 2021 was around $38.7 billion, with projections for 2022 estimated to reach $58 billion. Beyond fossil fuels, Iran has been investing in renewable energy, particularly wind and solar power. Renewables currently contribute about 6% of Iran's total electricity production, with government targets set to increase this to 10% by 2025. Iran is also rich in mineral resources. According to the United States Geological Survey, it has some of the world's largest reserves of zinc, copper, and iron ore, along with significant deposits of chromium, manganese, sulfur, gold, uranium, and titanium. In the nuclear field, Iran has developed uranium enrichment capabilities and operates nuclear power plants. Iran's nuclear program is closely monitored internationally and has been subject to ongoing negotiations. Despite international sanctions, Iran continues to be a significant energy producer, highlighting the country's substantial natural resources. Before continuing, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, please hit the notification bell and subscribe. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? Gender discrimination in Iran is present within its legal, social, and cultural frameworks, affecting the lives of many women. The legal system, influenced by Islamic Sharia law, places certain restrictions on women. For example, a woman generally requires consent from a male guardian to marry, and inheritance laws provide different shares for men and women. Additionally, women are required to follow dress codes that include covering their hair and wearing loose-fitting clothing, with penalties for non-compliance. In the workplace, women may encounter job segregation, harassment, and limited legal protections. Access to certain fields of education can be restricted. Political participation by women faces challenges due to candidacy limitations and underrepresentation in parliament. Despite these challenges, many Iranian women actively advocate for reforms and greater rights, often facing significant risks. International organizations, such as the United Nations and human rights groups, regularly call attention to issues of gender discrimination in Iran and support efforts to promote equality. Remarkably, Iranian women are highly resilient and well-educated. For instance, they represent the majority of university students, demonstrating strong determination to achieve success despite obstacles. In Iran, many activities are either restricted or regulated due to the country's political, social, and cultural framework. Internet usage is closely monitored, and access to major social media platforms like Twitter, YouTube, and Telegram is limited. Despite this, many Iranians use virtual private networks, VPNs, to access these platforms. Cultural and artistic expressions that include criticism of the government or support for protests can result in serious consequences, including the detention of public figures such as rapper Sigheh. Protests are sometimes met with measures including tear gas and arrests, often affecting marginalized communities. Academic and research collaborations with foreign organizations face restrictions under United States sanctions, requiring government approvals. Women encounter particular legal constraints, including the need for permission from their husbands to obtain passports or travel, and face laws affecting personal status matters. Public morality laws enforce dress codes, especially for women, with penalties for violations. Media and publications are subject to oversight, and journalists have faced imprisonment for covering sensitive topics, including the case of Mahsa Amini. Despite these challenges, many Iranians demonstrate resilience and creativity in expressing themselves and maintaining connections with the outside world. The Qashqai are the second largest ethnic group in Iran, known for their semi-nomadic lifestyle, migrating seasonally between the summer pastures of the Zagros Mountains and the warmer southern plains during winter. They are often referred to as the last nomads of Iran, primarily living around Shiraz and Firuzabad in Fars province. Many Qashqai sustain themselves by herding livestock and preserving their traditional customs. A notable aspect of their culture is their marriage practice. Men may have more than one wife only if the first wife consents, typically when she is unable to have children and arranges for another wife to continue the family lineage. Importantly, the decision and arrangement for an additional wife are entirely made by the first wife, without objection from the husband. Furthermore, living as a single person is generally not accepted and is viewed as inconsistent with the Qashqai values of communal living and survival. This illustrates how traditional societies can have complex social structures, which sometimes challenge common assumptions about gender roles and family dynamics. What fact about Iran surprised you the most? Drop a comment and let's start a conversation beyond the headlines. A walk down Tehran's main streets reveals a lively and diverse scene. You'll find cafes playing Western music, bookstores stocked with international literature, and groups of young people taking selfies beneath murals of ancient Persian heroes. This contrasts with some common perceptions of the city. Events like TEDx Tehran provide a space where young Iranians come together to discuss ideas despite political restrictions. Many women attend without headscarves, participating in conversations about identity, democracy, and transparency. Their presence reflects a generation engaging with social realities in nuanced ways. Many young Iranians pursue higher education, develop skills like coding, start businesses, and attend underground concerts. Their ambitions demonstrate creativity and hope that challenge stereotypes. While surveillance and censorship exist, young people often respond with humor, creativity, and innovation. Whether in hidden studios or cafes in northern Tehran, they explore new ways to express themselves and challenge norms. This illustrates a country of contrasts, where tradition and modernity coexist, and where young people actively contribute to shaping their future in diverse and evolving ways. When it comes to plastic, places like South Korea or Thailand often come to mind. However, Iran is among the leading countries in the number of nose surgeries performed each year. While exact figures are not available, estimates suggest that nearly 40,000 cases are conducted annually in Iran. Despite Iran's regulations particularly affecting women, the popularity of jobs is influencing societal norms. Cosmetic surgery clinics frequently serve both women and an increasing number of men. Beauty services in Iran attract foreign clients due to their lower costs compared to the United States and Europe. Rhinoplasty prices range from $1,500 to $3,500 in Iran, compared to $8,000 to $15,000 in many Western countries. This trend is seen by some as a reflection of evolving social attitudes, where cosmetic procedures are believed to boost confidence and opportunities. Opinions differ on these cultural shifts. Iran's reputation for rhinoplasty is supported by the presence of skilled surgeons and modern medical facilities. This highlights the country's growing expertise in cosmetics and its appeal to international patients. But beyond appearances and trends, who are Iranians? Let's explore what sets their identity apart in the Middle East. Iran is not an Arab country, and most Iranians are not Arabs. The largest ethnic group is Persian, but Iran is home to a diverse mix of peoples, including Azeris, Kurds, Lurs, Arabs, Baluchis, Turkmens, and others. Persians make up the majority, but not the entirety. Even within Persian identity, regional accents, customs, and traditions vary widely. What unites Iranians is not a single race or ethnicity, but a shared historical and cultural heritage rooted in Persian civilization, shaped by Islam, and spanning millennia. Where does the confusion come from? Partly from the use of the Arabic script, partly from religion, and partly from the common tendency to label the entire Middle East as Arab. However, just because Iranians use the Arabic alphabet does not mean they speak Arabic, similar to how Indonesians using the Latin alphabet are not Dutch speakers. The national language is Farsi, or Persian, an Indo-European language with its own grammar, rhythm, and rich literary tradition. If you speak Arabic in Tehran, most people may not understand you, not due to rejection, but because it is simply a different language. This distinction is important. Persian culture has its own poets like Hafez and Rumi, its own New Year celebration called Nowruz, and an ancient history that dates back to the Persian Empire. Understanding this difference is key to understanding Iran itself. Iran is the second largest refugee hosting country in the world, following Turkey. By the end of 2022, Iran was hosting over 3.4 million refugees and individuals in refugee-like situations, primarily from neighboring Afghanistan. This significant increase is mainly due to updated estimates that now include undocumented individuals and those holding various forms of residency permits. The ongoing conflicts and deteriorating conditions in Afghanistan have led many to seek refuge in Iran, and Iran's response has been notably inclusive. Since 2015, Iran has allowed Afghan children to attend primary and secondary schools regardless of their documentation status. Currently, over 800,000 Afghan children are enrolled in Iranian schools, studying alongside Iranian children. Iranian authorities also provide refugees with access to healthcare and employment opportunities. However, despite these efforts, financial support has been insufficient. In 2023, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees reported that only 23% of the required $14.1 million in funding was received. This highlights a significant shortfall in international support for Iran's refugee assistance programs. This information offers a broader understanding of Iran's humanitarian role. Despite its humanitarian efforts, Iran's global image is often shaped by conflict. But what does the reality say about its foreign policy and military stance? The perception of Iran as aggressive has developed over time, influenced by the country's complex relationship with the United States, including hostage crises, sanctions, rhetoric, and diplomatic tensions. When reviewing historical facts beyond headlines, a different perspective emerges. In the modern era, Iran has not initiated a major war. Its longest and deadliest conflict, the Iran-Iraq War, began in 1980 when Iraq invaded Iran. The ensuing 8 years were primarily defensive. Today, Iran's military doctrine emphasizes a no-first strike policy, which officials frequently cite as central to their national defense. While Iran maintains a large military apparatus, it is important to consider this in context. Data from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute shows Iran's per capita military spending is lower than that of countries such as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, or Qatar. Although Iran projects influence regionally through proxies and alliances, there is a distinction between strategic posturing and direct aggression. Importantly, this perception of hostility often contrasts with everyday experiences. Ordinary Iranians frequently express concerns about sanctions, economic challenges, and uncertainty rather than conflict. According to Iran's Ministry of Education, in 2025, nearly 60% of university students are women. This challenges common stereotypes and reflects a changing future for a country often misunderstood externally. Across both urban and rural areas, over 85% of Iranians are literate, according to updated UNESCO data from 2024, a rate higher than in many countries in the region. In these classrooms, students engage in subjects ranging from data science and autonomous robotics to film theory and more. They study not just for survival but to build, innovate, and contribute to the global community. Iranian universities graduate engineers, doctors, scientists, and researchers who make important contributions worldwide. These educational achievements are especially notable given certain challenges. International sanctions restrict access to some academic resources and collaborations, yet Iranian students and faculty continue to publish research, develop innovations, and advance knowledge. The high level of education among Iranian women is particularly striking. Despite some legal and social limitations, women pursue higher education at rates exceeding men, creating a complex dynamic where Iran's most educated generation also faces ongoing challenges in terms of legal rights. Don't miss our next deep dive into misunderstood countries. Subscribe now and be part of the journey. In major cities like Tehran, Shiraz, Mashhad, and Isfahan, Iran has developed one of the region's most efficient public transportation systems. The Tehran metro alone spans over 200 kilometers with more than 100 stations and continues to expand. In 2025, new extensions connected satellite towns, helping reduce traffic and improving access for low-income families to city centers. Iran's national rail system extends from the Persian Gulf to the Caspian Sea, linking provinces with modern electric trains. Development goes beyond transportation. Significant investments have been made in telecommunications, providing widespread internet access despite regulatory restrictions. Healthcare also remains a priority. Despite economic challenges, Iran operates one of the most affordable and accessible healthcare systems in the Middle East. With over 900 public hospitals and an extensive network of community clinics, basic care reaches both urban and rural populations. Notably, Iran is recognized for advances in organ transplant science, stem cell research, and cancer treatment protocols. Some patients from neighboring countries seek care in Iran. Iranian doctors have developed innovative surgical techniques and medical devices used internationally. Moreover, Iran has made significant progress in biotechnology and pharmaceutical production, manufacturing many medications domestically despite international sanctions. This self-sufficiency has been important during periods of economic pressure. Despite tensions often portrayed in the media, how welcoming are Iranians to visitors eager to see their country up close? You may have seen footage of crowds chanting politically charged slogans like "Death to America." That can be striking. Yet, when you arrive in Tehran, the experience can be quite different. In reality, most Iranians do not harbor personal animosity toward Westerners. Their frustrations are often directed toward policies and governments rather than individuals. What may sound like anger toward entire countries frequently reflects concerns over sanctions, conflicts, and perceived double standards. As a traveler, you are generally not viewed as a threat but as a connection to the broader world from which many Iranians feel isolated. Iran is known for its hospitality. Many visitors note the numerous invitations to share tea or meals, which reflects a deep cultural value. Hospitality is sacred in Persian culture. It represents more than politeness. It is a source of pride. Welcoming guests, or mehman, is seen as an honor and is deeply ingrained in Iranian traditions. There is a saying, "A guest is a blessing from God." This hospitality extends beyond individual interactions. Despite political tensions, Iran has traditionally welcomed tourists from around the world. Before recent restrictions, hundreds of thousands of tourists visited Iran annually, attracted by its rich history, impressive architecture, and warm people. The contrast between political rhetoric and personal warmth is among the most notable aspects of Iran. While governments may have disputes, many ordinary Iranians are curious about the world and eager to share their culture with visitors. Damavand, a dormant stratovolcano, is located in the Alborz mountain range just south of the Caspian Sea, about 66 kilometers northeast of Tehran. Rising to an impressive height of 5,671 meters above sea level, it is the highest peak in Iran and the tallest volcano in all of Asia. It also ranks among the world's top 12 most prominent mountains. The last eruption of Damavand occurred approximately 7,300 years ago, yet the summit still features a small volcanic crater surrounded by sulfuric fumaroles, gas vents that indicate this giant is resting, not extinct. Glaciers around the mountain are crucial for supplying water to nearby communities and feeding major rivers, though these glaciers have been retreating rapidly due to climate change, raising concerns about future water resources. At the mountain's base, hot springs are famous for their therapeutic properties, especially in treating chronic wounds and skin conditions. For centuries, travelers from across the region have visited to experience these healing waters. Beyond its geological importance, Mount Damavand holds deep cultural significance. It is a symbol of resilience against authoritarianism and foreign domination, as reflected in ancient Zoroastrian texts and legends. The mountain is also enveloped in mysticism and believed to possess magical powers. Persian poets have celebrated Damavand for over a millennium, using it as a symbol of Iranian identity and resistance. Today, climbing Damavand remains a significant rite of passage for many Iranians, symbolizing their connection to their ancient heritage. What makes this especially remarkable is that the massive volcano can be seen from Tehran on clear days. Living in a capital city where the highest volcano in Asia dominates the skyline is a constant reminder of the natural power and ancient history woven into Iranian daily life. Iran cannot be understood through a single story or headline. With its 85 million people, the country is complex and layered, full of diverse voices, dreams, and experiences. To truly grasp Iran, you need to go beyond politics and meet its people, experiencing their lives firsthand. Despite political tensions and media portrayals, Iran welcomes human connection. The real understanding comes from engaging with the people, not just information. If this changed your perspective, share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more explorations of misunderstood countries. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.